Hey folks, welcome back. We're playing Late Age Elm. Before we hop into the actual game, I want to show you the score graphs. I went and pulled them up. We're going to start by taking a look at the planets. This has been getting posted in the game chat by the person who has Eyes of God. The idea of that, like why they would do it, is because apparently having Eye of God is a very big deal in a big game. It gives you a ton of information, which is useful to a lot of people, and you tend to charge them for that information, and you can get extremely rich from selling such services. And anyway, because of that, people tend to fight over Eyes of God. And if you have it up and you don't want somebody to steal it from you, you're incentivized to post some information publicly. And if you do that, there's less of a likelihood people are going to try to steal it from you. That's the thought, I think. Anyway, that's certainly what's emerged in this game. And if people don't post good enough, high enough quality images, there's also a problem. So, let's talk about what's going on. So first of all, this is, we're going to start up at God's Glory. Right now, has eaten Macone. And I think, honestly, Dom Danielle and End and Macone have to team up on or they're basically dead. Macone has a portion of this planet, but Yis has a good portion of this planet as well. So anyway, that's going on. And is a nation that, while not terribly strong in vanilla, and Dominions Enhanced, they scale extremely well. Because I think for, I don't know, some reasonable price, 20 gems or something, you get a Sacred Commander with a bunch of Sacred troops, but the Sacred Commander can summon more Sacreds, like 2 more Sacreds a turn per commander. So you have this like infinite scaling thing with nature gems. It's a little crazy. Anyway, so he's got that going on. Over here, God's Glory, Satis is barely alive. They have only a couple of forts left. And apparently they're making a fair amount of undead worms a turn, which have a pretty intense bless, and they're sort of holding off this stuff over here. Is basically bankrolling Satis, helping keep them afloat, probably trading them gems, trying to kick Macone out because he's fighting Macone. So he's kind of propping up Satis to help fight Macone. And the idea maybe at that point he can also get Blandos. So getting both these planets would be kind of not good for the game state. But that's what's going on over here. Down here, Late Age Marignon is one of the other big players. This is on Valanis, which is a separate map you can download. You can see it's been kind of carved up into a sphere. But yeah, so this is Late Age Marignon. They're about yay big. But they just started raiding Mictlan, mostly with angels. And I've been trying to prop Mictlan up, which isn't something you normally do. Normally you're happy to see Mictlan die, because they're a scary blood nation. But Late Age Marignon is a scary blood nation. And in this case, they're a much scarier blood nation. In Dominions Enhanced, they get basically sacred demon knights that they can recruit, which is kind of ridiculous. They have a bless that's pretty good. It's not very good. It's kind of like a meh bless. Notably doesn't have magic weapons, which is very important when you are noticing Therados on this planet. Yeah, Therados has forted to hell the entirety of this planet. And they're going to be joining in probably some kind of vulturing. I'm a little surprised they're not being more aggressive. I think Therados probably misplayed because they could... I mean, they're on a planet without any magic weapons to speak of. They could have easily conquered Mictlan, who didn't have... Mictlan has a Blood Bond regen bless, which is not very good on Mictlan, in my opinion. Yeah, it gets a meh. But they have a cool Pretender Dragon anyway. They were about to kill Niflheim. Niflheim's still alive. Niflheim is being played by Boz, who is the guy who started the game. He got killed over up here. Boz spawned on this planet. Now he's playing Niflheim down here. So anyway, he has managed to throw off Agartha, who was attacking him, and he has thrown off Marignon, who was attacking him, and he has thrown off Mictlan, who was attacking him, and now he has talked Marignon into eating Mictlan, which I'm not very happy about. And we are actually doing Flames from the Sky. I mean, I'm happy to do it to keep to support a low-end player against a high-end player, but Mictlan's also paying me a shit ton. He's paying me 100 slaves to do it. I can't say no to that kind of deal. But that's what's going on over here. I'm more worried about up here than I'm worried about Marignon down here. And the reason is because I think has a scarier bless than Marignon, and Marignon's ultimately stuck on a planet with Therados, which I think is pretty scary. There's Gath up here too, which is managing to survive. They were getting attacked by Marignon earlier, but anyway, there's some kind of equilibrium there. So that's what's happening on this planet. Now we're going to, before we talk about Asaloon, we actually have to scroll down, and we're going to have to talk first about Yis. So this is what, now one thing you can tell just from, like, look at the flag density. Like, just because our planet is big doesn't mean it has a ton of provinces. I mean, it has kind of a lot, but the density is very low in terms of the size. So if we look down here at Silent Seas, we can see that Yis has all of it. Most of it is forted. There's like 1 million forts. So they're making 1 million mages, and he's getting 1 million gold income from the bonus administration. So yeah, there's some problems. And basically, the thing is, he doesn't have to worry about any raiding. So all the resources he gets, he is pushing up here into Asaloon. And they have gone in here where they've conquered Marverni. And they have Oceania then attacked him. And then he has run up here, conquered a bunch of Oceania stuff, and is now sieging Oceania's cap, which is right here on the Doom of Asaloon. He's also attacked Tianchi, who had a few provinces up here. Apparently he negotiated or paid for a couple of them, which this was not a fair negotiation, most likely. It was most likely like negotiation with a gun. And then he took one he didn't negotiate for. So anyway, this is what we're worried about, guys. We're worried about all, like, he's the biggest. We'll show you the charts, but we're worried about all the wealth. And you can't tell because there's so many goddamn flags in here. All the wealth and power of this planet pouring in here and eating this entire planet. And this is 1 turn old, so it's even worse now than it was then. But that's basically what's happening. That is what we're worried about. And this whole thing, there's no other major powers on this planet. It's too balkanized, right? It's too split up. People have their own petty interests, and they're going to get killed one at a time by Yes. So that's what's happening over here. Agartha Abyssia has backstabbed Marverni, and that seems to have been going well. They've taken stuff, but in this you can see it's still kind of a lot left to happen. And Yes has ended their nap with Marverni, and they're attacking here. And we now have, between us, the big powers of the world, which are Late Age Marignon, who we've talked about both those already, and myself. We're going to come over here. The plan we have come up with is through this cave province, I am going to come in here and eat Ubar. I am also going to take and storm this fort from Yes. So anyway, we're going to do that. Then, okay, well, what else? So that's basically our plan. Get our foot on Asaloon, right? Pour troops in here. They're all going to take other things. So this planet is going to be taken magic phase forted by Marignon. This star is going to be taken and stormed same turn by is going to attack. You can see already actually has a couple of places here. Is going to come in here and attack through Nazca, right? And potentially get into Bandar Log. Marignon, they are going to come and attack. God, I can't actually remember exactly where they're going. They're coming, I think they're going to attack into Bandar Log, but they might go through Tianchi. I think they're a little bit undecided, but they're going in through one of them. So the major plan, I kind of architected this in a way, at least setting up like the framework, is none of us want to mess with Yes, because it's going to slow us down. We'd rather do what Yes is doing and pick off weaker powers. But Yes is set up to do that better than we are, and he's bigger than us, so we have to stop him. And the short run plan to stop him is to take his moon base, or his star bases. The second plan to stop him is to put major powers on Asaloon, aka us, so that he can't get the whole planet. And if we do that, that's going to seriously fuck Yes. Because basically right now, everybody's thinking Yes has already won the game, why play it out? And we're not going to stand for that. We're going to throw it back into a state of equilibrium. It's going to screw us a little bit. It would be way easier for us to go after other planets, but this is what is necessary to do it with the game state. And fortunately, the other big players, there's a few other players who are kind of big. Some of them aren't going to help, but at least we have enough big enough players that are going to help. So that's kind of the silver lining there. Anyway, this is Asaloon. Doom of Asaloon was Oceania's, is now Yis's. Relay has been vulturing. I actually got Relay to vulture as much of Oceania as he could very early, and he did a fantastic job. Almost everything that you see, like north of this meridian, this is all stuff that he vultured within like the past 2 or 3 turns. So he's been going full steam ahead, which is great, because we need a major water player on this planet. So he's like doubled in size. So this has been a fantastic thing for him. So anyway, that's what happened over there. Coming down here, you can see this is my star system. We're going to go to the game in a second, but this is my star system. And anyway, you can see Nazca has their forts down here. And then over here, we can see Vanheim raiding the fall of, I forget, Sarl or whatever it is. Anyway, oh, they've kicked End off this planet. I didn't realize that. Okay, End has been completely kicked off the moon. How about that? God, we're going to have to do something about Marignon, too. We're going to get everybody going against Yes. What I think will happen is Yes is going to... I'm like the least scary of all the nations. And Marignon are way more scary because they have scaling sacreds. And they're about to be bigger than me. I've been in position 2, but I'm not in position 2 anymore. I'm probably like position 3 or 4. So he's probably... I mean, I don't know. We'll see. He'll probably fight with me the least, maybe, or try to recruit me as an ally. I'm not going to flip on the coalition until major damage is done to Yes. Like, until we have major footholds on the planet, I'm going to hold with the coalition. But once we have major footholds on the planet, I probably will have to switch sides, because Yes does not scale as hard as So what I expect to have happen, we're going to destabilize Yes, because we have to, or he's going to win the game. Once that's happened, I'll probably have to flip on somebody in the coalition, because Yes does not scale as much as the other guys. So we'll see. But this is important here. We can see Abyssia still holding out, but not really making progress in his war against Vanheim. If we come over here and we look at Vanheim, we can see no Abyssia flags. So even though Abyssia attacked, he got mono-dropped by a monolith with fire magic, and he has alteration researched pretty high, so he did Phoenix Pyre, and Phoenix-Pyred monoliths are very fucking hard to kill. I'll just put that out there. Very, very, very hard to kill. Not saying it can't be done, but I'm saying it can't be done. No, it can be done. It's hard, though. You have to have a special toolkit, though. And it's hard to have that special toolkit engaged in a big army. But you can self-slay it and stuff, too. So, anyway, this brings us to our plan, so we can take a look at it with all the flags. Here's Vanheim. You can see Vanheim has been eating Relay. I've been telling you about it, but you haven't really been seeing it. Relay has managed to drown some elves, which is good. He's sieging some of the last Relay and stuff, though there's a few forts left to go. Over here, we can see Kailasa, and Kailasa's pretty big. You can kind of get a sense for where Kailasa is. And we see what is left of Kalem. Kalem is now pinned into just his core territories. And Kalem was an absolute menace a while ago. So this just shows the effectiveness of we cooperated really well. This was a really fun group of guys to cooperate with. Alkera has been really fun. Kailasa, I've played a ton of games with Kailasa. They're always a fun player. And Jotunheim, oftentimes we are fighting each other in games, though not so much recently. But anyway, I've just basically been helping him by sending him some items. He doesn't actually seem to want that many items from me, though. But his position is stabilized. He was like completely desperate. His cap got destroyed. He had no forts. He was like really, really desperate. Now he's kind of just a rump state, but he's a stable rump state. And then Alkera, they're doing kind of okay. I've talked them into. I've gotten them to join the vulture train, because we have killed all of Atlantis' stuff, and they have finally agreed they're going to kick Atlantis off the land and start taking their stuff, which they're not helping by this. I mean, in some ways it's helping because it's going to put some buffer between me and then this strange ocean flag down here, which is middle-aged Atlantis wanting to come to our planet. So, I mean, that's nice. But anyway, yeah, we're going to get everybody in on the vulturing of Atlantis, which is just wonderful. So he's going to kick him off the land and take some of the ocean assets. Rotterdam, though, I'm wanting him to be the main ocean power on the planet, because he's going to be able to fight underwater better than I can. And he's friendly to me. I could kill him at any time I want to on land. In fact, I mean, he's going to like double his wealth thinking about it, getting all the underwater stuff, right? So it's a very good proposition for him to get all the underwater stuff. And he's actually reasonably well set up to be a major power underwater. And if he gets over here, he can actually leave the planet, which would be good. So for that reason, even though I could kill him and take his capital, he is of much more value to me alive, taking over the underwater system of the planet. And he and I would have a natural alliance after that, because I could kill him and he doesn't want to die, but he serves a purpose to me, which is also in his benefit, which is controlling the underwater system. So this was like one of the examples where like just being greedy is not good. Like this is truly, in my opinion, a win-win, right? He does what his nation is well at. It protects my nation, and I'm going to provide him an enormous protected flank where he doesn't have to worry about me messing with him. I would say Kailasa is in the second place on our planet, and Alkera is probably on third. Rotterdam probably in fourth. Oh, well, Vanheim's probably around fourth too, or third maybe. Yeah, Vanheim's probably in third. They might be ahead of Alkera. They're definitely ahead of Alkera. So that's what's happening over here. Yeah, that's basically our planet. And then coming over, we've already talked about Silent Seas. Here is, so Helheim started here, and they have been fighting with Kailasa in conjunction with Nazca. Patala has gone AI, and they're producing hordes of troops. And I've been helping the AI by, whenever I have a free turn, flames from the sky in these Nazcan armies. But I don't think the AI hordes will be able to hold these guys back long. Anyway, Helheim is in trouble. They haven't really managed to expand much. They would have to have taken over this whole system, gone to other places. They're solidly in rump state waiting to die territory now. And the person who's going to eat them is almost certainly Yes. I don't know if I realized all these planets here. We need to talk about them in our little... We've got a group thread where we're talking about how to deal with Yes. We have to talk about these two stars. This star, which I think is planet or province number 6, we're going to leave, because whoever has this, all of Yis's power is going to funnel through this one star, and we don't want to bottle that up. But these two we may need to take. I don't think I had realized... I must not have had connections to them. I didn't realize they were Yis's. So that's that planet. Now we go to this planet, which is an interesting planet. This is the planet where we have Utgard, who is he's one of the game leaders. We've got down here, this looks like another Gath stronghold, unless that's Ashdod. Maybe Gath has come down here, I'm not sure. Importantly, we have Middle Age Relay, and they're in one of the very top spots in the game. I think they have a phenomenal gem economy. They also have the Throne of Creation. And the Throne of Creation allows them to get a huge conjuration discount, which is important because Bozmos introduces a summon that is basically a gem generator. So you have this like infinitely scaling economy. The problem is it doesn't normally scale that quickly. So you would oftentimes be better off investing your gems and taking enemy stuff. But when you have the conjuration discount 30, it all of a sudden scales much faster. And it's like an exponential growth thing. So slow exponential growth is not nearly as much as fast exponential growth. It's like a big difference. So anyway, he's got that. He's fighting right now with with Relay, though Relay, this is middle-aged Relay, though they're basically dead now. I don't think they have any other real strongholds. And they're also simultaneously fighting with the dragons. But the dragons are losing. So he's very soon going to have control of the underwater system of this planet. By that time, he's going to start pouring all of his troops through this abyss and taking over our planet. And we probably only have about like 10 turns max until that happens. So by that time, we need to push through here and have all of this stuff. I'm moving all my Bane Venom Charms here, and we're just going to have a nice welcoming... Because now that Atlantis is basically given up, Rotterdam's going to be able to move through quickly. I no longer need to Bane Venom Charm Oceania, because that's going to be his. So we're going to just take all the Bane Venom Charms and we're going to move them right here. Just as a nice... We're not going to fuck with him on his planet, but we're going to go ahead and help this get closer to 0. If we can, we're going to move our troops through on this side. And if we get here, which we're going to try to, we'll pillage this to 0. Just as fast as we can. So, and we'll PD dump it to pillage it. Like, we don't give a fuck. They need to get off our... We have no desire to have them on our planet. No desire. So anyway, that's what's happening over here. The sooner Alcara gets on this train will probably be good, and maybe they get this stuff. Anyway, that's what's happening over there. Did we finish talking about this? So middle-aged Marignon also in a pretty good position. They're pretty big. I'm not sure who they're fighting. They're pretty big. We have Pythium here that's sizable, and they look to be eating... So it looks like there's an alliance between TNN and Pythium and Marignon, and they're just walloping late-age Atlantis. Which is interesting, because you would think late-age Atlantis would do really well in that matchup. So some of that's okay. I mean, in some ways, you need big powers on a planet to prevent it from getting eaten by Yis. That's why Yis didn't come here, because it's got middle-aged Atlantis, which would murder Yis probably, and it's got a bunch of strong land nations like Utgard and middle-aged Marignon. Whereas the other planet, Asaloon is like, there's no major powers here, right? There's kind of Abyssia and kind of Nazca. So anyway, that is the state of the world. Let's look at the graphs. So this is one of the graphs. This is the province graph. And look, I don't know who all the lines are. I'm going to just point out the top one. So this is Yis. You can see he's taking off like a goddamn rocket ship. We stuck our head above him for just like one turn. This is us. We're dark blue. So we were kind of in position 2, but Ur's eating and we're not. We need to go to war. We're not going to stay in position 2 very long. Or, I mean, we're not in position 2. We're not going to stay in position 3 very long doing this. I mean, we're eating some of Atlantis, but this is not sufficient. And we've had to give up recently some of our land to that we were just holding for Rotterdam. We told them we would give it back, and we did. Though I'm not sure we're going to give the throne back. I'm probably going to fort that this turn. We'll talk about that in the game. This is late-age Marignon. You can see they got really big off of eating Micklin. This is Utgard. And this yellow line is Kirby. So this is Kailasa. This is middle-aged Marignon, and this is middle-aged Atlantis. This might be Vanheim, actually. No, this can't be Vanheim. Oh, this is Vanheim. This is him eating Relay. So this is Vanheim. So Vanheim is definitely number 3 on our planet. So, and this might be Pythium, if I had to guess. And this person who's dipping down, this is early age Atlantis. So anyway, that's pretty good. I think I got almost all those right. And then below this is Rump State. And I mean, not like a Rump State that's got a good slope up because they've got like good military or good research. Like they could become relevant, and then from relevant they could win, right? But it's a bit of a road. Anyway, that's the province graph. The income graph. The income graph, you can see this is like way in number 1. They're like probably at least 25% more than number 2. Number 2 is Utgard. Utgard, very rich. And number 3 is And you can see they're getting pretty big. We need to go to war. I think just looking at these graphs and talking through it is telling me we got to go to war. And I think the person I have to go to war with is Vanheim. In addition to our other plans to fuck with Yes. So it's going to be complicated arranging all that. But I think all the big powers, nobody was going to stop their wars to go with Yes, and I'm no exception. So the problem is, I think if I go to war with them, they'll peace out with Abyssia. I can maybe ask Abyssia if they will peace out if I declare war. And they'll probably tell me no, even if they will. So I have to think about it. But like I could just say, like, don't peace out and put a big army there. I think I can conquer them by myself, but I'm not sure if I can conquer them. The problem is like Wrathful Skies and shit. Like that Kalem battle y'all saw, like that could be every single turn. We'll see. I know I can kill him if I have a vampire army, but I don't have that yet. Well, my god can probably kill them too. But he could have anti-god thugs, like gods, dudes with things that are going to blow my god up in like 3 or 4 hits. And my god's not going to have regen out of my dominion. I mean, I'll have soul vortex and stuff, and I have anti-thug stuff like the Crown of Overmight. Just not convinced yet, is what it is. I don't think it'll be a clean war, especially if I might have a little bit fucked myself by letting Abyssia fight them for too long. But we'll see. We'll see. I need to go to war. I need an easy war. There's not really... Vanheim is not going to be an easy war, guys. That's the thing. I don't expect it to. I know how to fight Vanheim, though, but I don't know how to deal with Wrathful Skies right now without a lot of vampires. And even when I have a lot of vampires, once you have as a Storm Staff, it's going to kind of suck. Okay. But do we talk about it? So yeah, and then this is me. This is middle-aged Atlantis, and then this is like these are the Marignons. So the Marignons actually are not very rich. I don't know who this line is. This like beige line. And then this is Pythium, I think. So anyway, that's income. Research. Oh, it skipped over gym income. Shit. I'm going to pause it. We'll dig up an old gym income one. Research. We have Yis. We have Utgard. This is Pythium. This is middle-aged Atlantis. I think this is L.A. Marignon. I think this is me. And this is middle-aged Marignon. And then I think this is Kaelasa. And I think this is Vanheim. So Vanheim definitely has 7s, and they may be getting close to an 8. They're going to be a little tricky to deal with. So anyway, it's been good to talk with. I didn't bother to come in here and pick out every single nation, but I think it's good to talk to you guys and do this. Army size is a bit funny. This does not really correlate. This is Therados. This is Nazca. Nazca, we've been hitting with flames from the sky, so his graph has been a little not pleasant shaped. This is me, and this is mostly due to wolf production. This is... Oh god, who is this? What is not shown here, and it used to be here, was Bird Mountain, as we've been calling it, Burb Mountain. And Kalem was like this. They were like the number 1 in army by like a huge amount. And then as we coalition them, they've just dropped. Kalem was like, they're a rump state now, but they were a major, major power when this thing started. Oh god, who is this? Oh, we can see some of these highlighted. This may be Alkera, because the colors kind of look right, and they do have free spawn activated now. I'm kind of thinking that's Alkera. I don't see anybody else. Or that could be Where's I think this is though. This is not the color. I think that might be Alkera. Interesting. Coming down. Yeah, we have Pythium. Pythium is one of the nations that can explode with Meneids and stuff. We'll see what they do. Anyway, that's yeah. That's the thing. Those are the graphs. Except gem income, we'll do that some other time. Let's take a look at the turn. We got Blood Slaves from Micklin to cast Flames from the Sky. We cast it again. We didn't kill many units. I went through and asked him if he wanted me to do it again, and he did. And it's because we're killing mages. Like this turn, he thinks we killed at least 10 mages. And at least one of them was carrying like 20 gems. So anyway, I'm going to do it for him as long as he wants me to. But if he stops, I'm going to start hitting Nazca or Yis again. The thing about hitting Yis is going to have Alt 9 pretty fast, which means he can wish for it. And nobody can wish back until they get Alt 9. We're not very far behind him, but still. Casting it on him will give him an extra incentive to steal it. We cast Record of Creation, didn't find anything again, which kind of sucks. So we'll have to hope we get more lucky. But we got so lucky on that first casting, I'm a little okay with it. Reaping of Souls, we got 6 gems. Haru Specs, didn't find anything. Astral Window, we're just looking at different thrones. Haru Specs, we found a Druid's Grave, which is a Nature 1 site. We made a fort with our little stone fort tool. We cast Reaping of Souls and got 5 death gems. So that's 2 pearls into 5 death gems. This was the Flames from the Sky cast. And then here we cast it again. And we got 4 death gems. So, not great. And then we cast Malediction successfully. Curse of Vampirism, which gives us a new Blood Dude, or Vampire. Anyway, we jumped this guy on top of this province. And he is zapping the shit out of folks. Whoops. Yeah. That's how he does. And then we caught... This is about 350 Blood Slaves. I sat here like somebody who didn't have anything better to do and counted. We have Rotterdam going underwater, and this is one of the cool things Rotterdam's been able to do is they've made these little octo thugs, and I've literally made like almost like 80% of the gear for these. Like these are basically mine, but they're pretty cool. So it's water and air, water 3. This guy's blinded, sadly, but I don't think that will matter that much because they've also got the shock shield, and they've got this thing which does an area of effect bullshit. And they've got these guys to fluff them. And this is what Atlantis had sitting on top of this fort, which was basically almost nothing. 1 water elemental. The mages are running because they are very cowardly. I guess they're worried about my white mage coming on top. Anyway, these guys are all buffed up. If we look at them now, they've got Moss Body, and they've got not great protection. But they've got Liquid Body, they've got Quickness, and Quickness with all these weapons is kind of a lot. They hit very hard, they're ethereal. Did he get luck on them? No. Anyway, what the... Okay, Heroic Quickness. Oh my god, this guy's going to absolutely butcher people. Heroic Quickness Octo Thug. Super badass. Anyway, they killed them all. So he has knocked them off of Oceania. Old Oceania... Oh, I guess they're dead now. Or they went AI. No, I don't know why all their scouts attacked me. Normally something like this will happen when they go AI. Or when they're dead. But I don't think that happened. Anyway. This is our vampire count going to town on some barbs. Just like so. And then we have a battle where we attack Atlantis with our big white mage. And we've gotten the throne from him, which I may try to hold on to. It'd be nice to have. I'm not sure how well I can defend it. But we're gonna go. My plan is to take this fort and this fort, and we're gonna let Rotterdam run south and get the rest of it. I don't want to be too ambitious, but I want to get this fort. I want to get this fort, and this, and we'll push down here. Alcara hopefully can take all the land stuff back, and then get some of the water stuff. I'll negotiate with him in terms of what he wants. But I want to push down here with my army so I can start pillaging this stuff on the South Planet. If I can get all the way out here, I might even pillage this. I don't know if I actually want to attack them, but I think we'll pillage. I don't know. We'll see. We're just going to get far away from us and start destroying underwater stuff. We've still got a lot of really good items tied up in this army. Like we've got this Primal Staff, which is, or the Staff of Gaia, which is pretty expensive. We've got this, the Sea King's Goblet, the Crown of Titans. We got a bunch of stuff which is kind of pricey on this army. But that's okay. We're gonna... Do I really have these guys going this way? I think I want to have these guys... The problem that I'm going to have is this army will get murdered by all these mages. If they even if they're unscripted, probably. If he puts water on gems on them, we're fucked. So we're going to send in this guy who's going to be immune to water elementals. I probably should bother to script him. Let's give him this script. And body ethereal. I think we're just going to do this twice and then run. I mean, who are we kidding? This army is going to come down here. We're going to move this army on top of Lake Purple in a minute. But yeah, these guys... God, I really should bring this south and take this out. Do I need this? I don't think I actually... It depends. If he comes out and fights, if he literally AFKs in the fort, I can take it with just the army as siege chaff. Maybe I come up here and take this. Yeah, I think I do bring the army over this way. God, that means I'm committed. I really want to commit and run down this way. But maybe I just let this be Alcara's. I don't know, guys. I don't know. What to do. Anyway, I think we're gonna commit and just take these two. I don't want to... This honestly might be Alcara's in the long run, and having them border Atlantis is probably fine. We do have... You can see our Bane Venom train is moving out. We've got our Bane Venom train moving south, and we're going to go park them. I've already got one that's kind of close. Right here. So this guy's already pretty close. We're going to go ahead and get him in this rift. We're just going to pollute everything that connects to this. So that's the plan over there. I'm trying to think what else we've got. So I think we have to go to war with Vanheim. I think this turn I actually need to send the nap ending message. This is not going to be an easy war, guys. The thing I have to be prepared for, he's going to have Fog Warriors and Wrathful Skies. Those are like the main things. I don't have magic weapons on a lot of my troops. I have magic weapons on some guys, like on these guys. We can do the glamour thing. We can do the bowl of whatever. I actually have it, I think, also on this army. The Moon Bowl, which is expensive. It's a 60 gem item. I mean, a 30 gem item. We're about to have Alt 7, which means we can have Fog Warriors ourselves, which will help with stuff like Wrathful Skies, because I think it'll block one shot. I could maybe make like the Sword of Algilmay, or Algilmare, or whatever. He's also going to have Wrathful Sky. I mean, Wailing Winds probably too. Fuck. Shit. I don't have like a high level air mage yet. This guy is actually reasonably high. I guess I could use him. We're twice borning. I've named him Matheson, right? But he's Sol Mariah. We're twice borning him. We're going to send him in the ocean. He'll die. We'll be able to get another one. I can use this guy to potentially do mass flight, which I already have researched. And with the big army and mass flight, that might be our ticket to some victories. But I have to be able to kill the monolith, which means I'm going to need Ghoul Guardians, because the Ghoul Guardians will murder a Phoenix-Pirate monolith. But I have to be careful with my siege chaff, like the doggos. I think now is as good a time as any. I think we're gonna go do it. You know, Wrathful Skies is gonna be a motherfucker, but what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Let's go ahead and type it up. And I may choose to not send it, but I want to go ahead and we'll type it up here together. I'm gonna pause it, type it, and then we'll read it. All right. So, old buddy, you've done God's work taking out the squids. If we could be allies longer, I would. But I fear I'm slipping lower in the province charts, and I need to start another war. It's therefore with great sorrow that I end our nap. I'm not terribly convinced I can execute this war efficiently, but I'll try to manage best I can. Good luck in the coming turns. Since we had a nap 3, we can send attack, can send orders on turn. 1 second. One thing you do is if you hit Control-C, it actually copies this. And we can look see what turn it is. You hovered over the season. It's turn 55. And I think we had an F3. Actually, I'm going to check that real quick. Okay, so it's turn 55, so he'll get this on turn 56. So he has turn 56, 57, 58 to prepare. And I would highly recommend you put this last bit in every single nap ending message you do. It just makes it so much clearer. That way they don't attack you early and you get pissed, and you don't attack them early and they get pissed. And then sometimes if you're like me, you do the math wrong. But if you put it in here, people will correct you because they actually like read what you say. You know? So it's a good check so you don't make a mistake. Anyway, so I put that in. This is not going to be a fun war, guys. He's a good player. He's played Vanheim a million times. We are a good matchup in a way. There's going to be problems, though. There's some things we can potentially do, like Flames from the Sky and his cap can kill dwarves. And just killing his dwarves is kind of a big deal. Let's take a look. He is larger in his bless, so Flames from the Sky on Van Heers won't do much. We'll still do it if we know there's a big stack, just to injure them for a coming battle. But what I'm not sure about is the actual normal human troops. Here they are. Like these guys, no, they've got too much protection. 13. The way to do it kind of is you take half the protection, you add it to the HP. If it's close to 15, you might kill a good number. So this is going to be like 5 plus 13 is 18. That's a good bit more than 15, but not a ton. So we'd probably kill like 20% of those guys we hit. Yeah, these guys are 13 too, but less protection. Yeah, I don't know. If he has some undead chaff, like we'll hit it with Flames from the Sky just to clear chaff, but our range is also a little limited. Like if we click on our golem, oh wait, can we actually hit his cap? Oh, no. I lied, it's unlimited. Guys, this Tomb of... I only got this as a path booster, but this +2 range is a big fucking deal. Especially when comboed with this item. Like, this item is nerfed so that you can't sit here and hit any place on the planet with this thing. But look at it. I mean, we are totally doing it. Like, range of 5 is a long way. It's a long way. Okay. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and end our nap. For Hell or High Water, we're going to see what happens. We need more military on this part of the world. I think what we'll do, we need to think about a few things. Like, what's our plan to take the underwater? What's our plan to raid? What's our army comp going to be like? I've got so many. I'm investing so much in blood hunting right now. I'm also going to have to fort these up so we can't hit them. And he's still going to hit them. I'm going to have anti-Vanheim guys patrolling to kill raiders, which I can do pretty trivially. Because I've got Thumb 5. I mean, it might even be worth having air blood for me to hit Thumb 6 kind of early. Like, I could actually have Thumb 6 this turn. That may be a little bit more useful than Evocation 6. So we're going to hit Thumb 6. That's going to give us Enslaved Mind. And that way we can potentially steal... some of the raiders, which would be nice. And then we'll get Evocation 6, and then we're going to hit Thumb 8. And that's going to let us turn our guy into a god. And 7's going to let us turn one of our summons into a god, like a demigod. 8 is going to let us do Power of the Spheres, or Music of the Spheres, which gives us Innate Caster. And then Blood. It's a little greedy, especially when we're marching off to war, but I've got the basic tools. I don't need like alt. Like, this is not going to help me versus an Air Nation, right? So running up Alteration is not the play. And I think also I need to make this play against Vanheim before Kalem falls. Because once Kalem falls, there's a decent chance Kalasa attacks me if I'm fighting Vanheim. But if I can get far enough into this war, that'll be good. One thing I didn't talk about, if you cast Malediction with middle-aged or with late-age Ulm in Dominions Enhanced, you get events like this. They're going to happen all the time. So we got so-and-so is cursed, a Ghoul Guardian commander joined, a bunch of people get cursed. What we have done, we also got... Okay, this guy got banished from the world. Whoops. Okay, yeah, we also... So this was from casting Curse of Vampirism. We have to talk a little bit about Malediction. There's some things I did not realize. When I was going through and reading the mod script, it would say kill 1, and I assumed that meant kill, like one population, which in Dominion's terms would mean kill 10 population, because it doesn't deal in ones. It deals with tens of population. So like, okay, that's not bad. Or this was like kill 5. And I was like, okay, that's not a big deal. But no, it's actually 1% and 5%. So this spell kills 5% of the population I target. So we're going to just keep casting it on one spot and burn it to the ground. And then we're going to take another spot and burn it to the ground. And we'll just accept that. We're probably only going to have 2 or 3 places we cast this on, because repeated casts are going to burn it to the ground. But... You know, we got a dude. I think I already took the stuff off of him, but this is who we got. Sick Pit. He's Blood 2. He came with 5 vampires with a shit ton of ghouls, who are going to be very helpful for holding up fort walls, and some thralls who are going to be good at patrolling. And he came with 2 death gems and 2 blood slaves. So a decent little reimbursement. This turn, we are going to be casting it 3 more times. We've got... these 3 guys who are going to be casting it all here. I've got to check in a test game that you can cast it multiple times on the same province. I'm pretty sure I've done it before. And we're going to be summoning another dude who is going to be casting it. There's... Oh, wait, no. What am I doing? This guy is not casting it. I actually really need this guy to... we need to make some of the blood boosters. We need them badly. One of the things I'm trying to figure out is like what artifact to make next. And I think we're going to make the Hyporian Gem, which we're forging this turn. That's going to give me, in my opinion, the worst of the 3 of the summons, though he's still very good. That'll be really helpful against Vanheim, because I can... Well, I'm sure... Okay, I was going to say I could Wind of Death him. Wind of Death is not actually very good against elves. They're going to have a lot of HP, and they have long lives, so it's not very effective. But Wailing Winds, also not super effective, but we'll make some of his mages run and stuff, which is probably fine. I'm trying to think if there's other stuff. I mean, we can just use him to raid. Anyway, we're going to get him. I'm not sure what we'll use him for. But I was looking at, like, what are the other items that I want? One of them is I do want the Horror Harmonica. Not going to be super helpful again versus Vanheim, but good to have. The other thing is I need, but to make the Horror Harmonica, I have to get the Robe of the Magi. And getting the Robe of the Magi is going to be tricky, because I have to get all the way up to Air 5 and Blood 5. So if I do the Staff of, the Sword of Many Colors, that's basically like a Staff of Elemental Mastery, that'll get me up to 3. I put on the Air Hat, which I made last turn, that gets me up to 4. I do the Gem of Creation, that gets me up to 5 for Air and 3 for Blood. Then I can do the Brazen Vessel, which will get me up to 4. And then I have to also use the chest piece and do the Armor of Souls, which will get me up to 5. And then I can forge that wonderful item. But that's a bit of a ways. Yeah, that's a bit of a ways. So that is happening. But yeah, the other things we want to make, the other thing I'm trying to think about is, like, what is the other item kit on my god going to be? We made the Amulet of Power last turn, and this is so good on my god. And we've got this, which we're going to put on him. I haven't put on it yet, or put it on yet, but it's going to be phenomenal when I do put it on. This guy, I think, will be able to solo, like, Vanheim armies. Like, I'm pretty confident he'll be able to. But I may need to empower him in Earth. We'll see. To be determined. To be determined. But this slot, I'm not totally sure what to fill. There's some options, like, one of the things I was thinking about maybe doing... Oh man, nobody's even made this yet? Shit, boys. This actually is really good. Auto-summoning Will-O-Wisps. In conjunction with, like, a caster build where I'm not really even jumping into melee, this will make, like, I think over the course of 100 turns, it's going to make 200 Will-O-Wisps. These guys have 20 defense. They're very, very, very hard to deal with. They're very hard to deal with. I think, I don't know why somebody hasn't made that yet. The Awe is kind of nice. This is a very good item. So I think we need to actually just, like, make it this turn. And I'm trying to think. I think we have to be 4, or no, we have to be 4. Okay, I can use... I'm trying to think how to get the best discount, because ideally, I would really like to use this special hammer on it, which gives me a 25% discount. But I have to have both hands free. But I can't make it on that dude unless I have... Yeah, fuck. I kind of need to have empowered a guy, but I'm not going to empower him now, just to do it. This is my fire mage. Yeah, okay. So I think we're going to have to just do it... Is it 40 or 25? If it's 20, I'm definitely doing it. If it's 40, I may wring my hands a little more before I pull the trigger. It's 25. Okay, we're doing it. So we're going to go ahead and forge that this turn. And fortunately, it actually doesn't, even though it's unique, let me double check that it's unique. Yeah, so I just went and checked. It is unique. But even though it's unique, it's not an artifact. It's not Construction 8. And what that means is that we can forge it in conjunction with a real artifact, even though some of you may not know, you can only forge one artifact a turn, which prevents you from, like, getting to Construction 8 and, like, wiping out the whole inventory, which I think is cool. Where the hell did I put that fire booster? I do this probably like 4 or 5 turns. I mean, 4 or 5 times per turn. Just sit here and scroll through this whole damn thing. Did I miss it? I missed it. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and forge it. This is really good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I think this is the best second item. Though I'm open to thinking of what some better alternatives might be. And we can sit here and kind of just peruse and see if there's anything that jumps out at us in miscellaneous. I don't see anything here. Like a keystone might be a good second one. The Amulet of Doppelganger would be great to have, but actually, and I would consider buying it just to have to move him around. But we don't actually need to, because once we claim the Shattered Throne, we already got that. Once we claim the Shattered Throne, we're not going to need it. Fear, Protective Force, Ethereal, Flying, Storm Immunity, Tainted, and Cursed. Yeah, we don't really need... I mean, the Storm Immunity is kind of interesting, but we don't really give a shit. It's the Gift of Kurgi. The Black Mirror. Yeah, I don't think anything there. Let's check this one. Wait, where are we? Okay, you're doing it at 708. Forge. The One Ring, this is interesting. It gives you invisibility, which could be really good if things don't have Spirit Sight. We kind of tend to get surrounded, though. So, I don't know. I mean, Vanheim doesn't have Spirit Sight, but they're going to go through, and then once you... Oh, no, but it's true invisibility. It's cursed, though. If I could take this off, I might take it. Because true invisibility means if they don't have Spirit Sight, they're always going to get an attack penalty. The problem is right now I have absolutely garbage defense, so I don't think it matters. Let's take a look at the other things. We could make the Ring of Power, which is going to give us all the resistances, which is kind of cool. So we already have shock and cold. I mean, poison and cold. It's really just fire and shock, which, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Horror Harmonica, this is one of the ones I want to make. To make this, I'm also going to need the Robe of the Magi. So getting the Robe of the Magi is going to be important and tricky. Actually, thinking about it, if I want to use my god to forge one of the boosters next turn, well, I'll be able to do that anyway. I think we'll make this one first, the Brazen Skull. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, we were looking at what items we might make for our god. Yeah, the other thing, so yeah, we want this one a lot. We also really want this. This one is super value. In some ways, it's better than the Hyporian gem, especially on a cheap Astral Nation like mine. Because I can just, like, especially like if I was fighting Kaelasa, it would be huge. Because I could Magic Duel turn 1, and all my guys would turn into little ghouls instead of actually die. Which, when you do that with like 40 mages, is a big deal. So I could like completely eliminate every single mage he has in combat turn 1. Which I like the way that sounds a lot. So we'll have to see. Nick and I've been talking to each other every turn because he's also got Construction 8, making sure we don't bump. And the idea is if you share first what you're making, then the other person won't steal it from you. So I kind of want it. I feel like he might make it. We'll see. I think the thing I want to make this turn... God, this isn't really going to win me the game. He's not really going to win me the game. No siree, Bob. I mean, this guy might, but not the Hyporian gem. I don't think the Ankh is going to win me the game either. And we have stuff to figure out. But I'm gonna have to spend some time thinking about it because I'm not really ready. Every time I do this, it's a mistake, though. When I attack and I'm not really ready, especially against a good player, it's a mistake. If I get this fort from Calum, if he doesn't mess with me, if we can take these guys, We're going to get them back. How many turns? 1, 2. God, it's going to be a million turns. Maybe I wait wait a turn to get these guys back. Like, starting the war early doesn't matter. I need to finish the war early. That's an important way to look at it. Like, what is it going to take for me to finish this war early? I need to raid, like, 10 provinces all in the same turn. I'm not really worried about mine hunts from Vanheim. Yeah, I'm not sure, guys. I'm just not totally sure. But I have lots to think about. I think we've been through most all the things that are happening, though, and this episode's been running on for an hour now. So I think it's time I let you go. But I think I may be a chicken and pull out the message I'll tell you next time to Vanheim, but we need to go to war with Vanheim reasonably quickly. The other thing is we need to have a party that's ready to go over here. We're going to have a lot of guys. What I'm probably going to do is bring a wolf stack over here, and we're going to magic phase on top of a fort with something scary. And that way he won't see the army I've got. We're going to one turn pop the fort. He's going to have a shit ton of assassins in there. We're going to have anti-assassin dudes leading our armies that will murder all of his assassins. Probably most of the mages we move in, we're going to stealth out. And then just have like huge, big, badass dudes that maybe we stealthed in. Like these. I gotta get these guys up here. I guess I'm going to have another one of them soon, but I'm going to need these guys to kill, like, to fight Yes. I'm going to need these guys for a lot of things. I think that's part of the other thing strategically, is I've got to get... Atlantis has kind of been whooped. We're going to vulture, but I don't want to keep using these guys for it. I need to get these guys back to my land. And, yeah. Get the hell out of the ocean. But we'll see. It'll be worth it to secure these two. The more I think about it, the more I'm not really ready to war Vanheim. And I hate it, because I'm going to have to wait more turns, but I think I might have to wait a couple turns. I think I'm going to wait. We're going to wait a couple turns to send it, which means it's going to be even longer till we fight him. It's kind of a problem, boys. It's kind of a problem. Which province is this? There's some weird mistake going on. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Cheers.